Chairman Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to commend you and the ranking member on instigating this investigation, this oversight. I share your outrage. This is shameful, what has happened. I think you all know I'm kind of big into facts and figures and root cause. And, Mr. Chairman, you asked how this happened. And again, your investigation shows the detail of what went wrong within the agencies. I guess I want to, in my opening comments here, kind of pull back and talk about the larger cause or causes of these tragedies, really. And I would first say that, the first proximate cause of this is how we've been handling the crisis of unaccompanied children. What's happened is we've become more, it's being swept under the rug. Remember when this was a big issue a couple of years ago? And by the way, we've got the chart up here in 2014 where we hit over 50,000 unaccompanied children coming in from Central America. But what's happened in that intervening time period and why it's not in the news so much anymore is we've got more efficient at apprehending, processing, and dispersing. And unfortunately, we're processing and we're dispersing children into these horrific circumstances. So there's one proximate cause, our efficiency in sweeping this crisis under the rug, because we're also sweeping crisis under the rug because we don't want to really recognize what I think is the root cause of this surge. Now, I realize there are legitimate differences of opinion in terms of what is the proximate cause of that surge, but just take a look at that graph. 2009, 3,300 unaccompanied children. 2010, 4,400. 2011, 3,900. And then in 2012, President Obama issued his executive memorandum, Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals, which regardless of what the memorandum actually says, sent a very strong signal to children and families in Central America that if you get into America, you're going to be able to stay. And the reality is, again, regardless of what the memorandum says, if they get into America, they're able to stay. They're processed, they're dispersed into some of these horrific circumstances. I mean, take a look at the figures. The 28,000 that came in 2015, 3.6 have been returned. Of the 51,000 in 2014, 2.6 have been returned. So these children in these families, they use social media. They communicate with people back in Central America. The reality is they know if they get into America, they're able to stay. So again, I guess we kind of all breathed a sigh of relief in 2015 that there were only 28,000 unaccompanied children. A lot of families are coming in here as well. But again, 28,000 versus a few thousand in 2009, 10, 11. Now, let's put up the next chart, because this is what we got to be concerned about. Again, we're all good. The numbers actually came down in 2015. Look at where we are in just the first quarter of 2016. 2014, I mean, the massive surge, the crisis level, we had, again, total of 51,705 in that entire fiscal year, but in the first quarter, there were about 8,600. We're already up to 14,000 the first quarter of 2016. Why isn't this big news? Again, it's because we've become more efficient at apprehending, processing, and dispersing, and we see the horrific results of that efficiency. So again, I just want to, we have to recognize what our policies are doing. We took a trip down to Central America, visited Guatemala and Honduras with Senator Heidkamp, Senator Carper, Senator Peters. In meeting with the President of Honduras, one of his requests of our delegation was, would you please look at your laws and end the ambiguity in your laws that actually incentivize our children, their future, from leaving their countries and coming to America. And again, the tragedy is they come into some of these circumstances because, let me repeat it one more time, we've become efficient at processing and dispersing and sweeping this under the rug. We have to end that sweeping under the rug process, recognize the reality, and change our laws. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.